Welcome to the University of Illinois Solar Farm ribbon cutting ceremony. Trustee Herrera, Trustee Jacqueline, President Killeen, Chancellor Wilson, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, really appreciate you coming out here today. Thankfully, the rain parted, the clouds parted the ways, and we got a beautiful day. Although I was thinking it might be a little more appropriate for a wind farm than a solar farm, but the sun is shining, and we are producing, and so kind of cool. You pull it up right now. We are producing 4,086 kilowatts right now, active online. So it's pretty cool that what we're actually doing here. So. Nah, I'll just bring it in. So, again, exciting day for us, the culmination of a lot of effort from a lot of folks that we'll talk about. This actually started back in 2011 that we first started working on this project and going through this. And so we've got a few comments from some of our distinguished guests here today. First off, I'd like to introduce Trustee Karen Hasara to kick off what we are doing today. She's with the Board of Trustees. And she really has a great deal of dedication to service, public service, throughout the state of Illinois. She was an elementary school teacher, a state representative, and a state senator. She was the first female mayor of Springfield. Obviously a trustee for the Board of Trustees here today for us. She's also a member and the chairman of the board of Prairieland Energy, Inc., which is an element of the university that we buy our power. And so if you could please join me in welcoming Trustee Hasara to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. It's certainly my pleasure to represent the Board of Trustees at this exciting occasion this morning. And with me is fellow trustee Jalen McClinton. And Jalen, stand up and let us see you. Jalen has been such a valuable student member of our Board of Trustees. And we thank you, Jalen, for finding the time to be here this morning. Exactly 3 years ago, this project was approved by our board. And ever since then, we've awaited this day. When I asked one of our administrators to tell me the scope of this project, he said, "This is really a big deal." And I now know why. First of all, it's the largest solar array installed on any Big Ten campus, and we're certainly very proud of that. This is the culmination of a long process. It's really the result of a unique agreement with significant regulatory challenges. And it's just a great example of a public-private partnership, which is now a necessity with the huge decline in state funding. It's also used local talent every step of the way, including engineering and construction, and it's put many local union members to work, which has been a benefit for all of us. It benefits our state economy, and we certainly know if the state ever needed a boost in its economy, that's certainly right now. And also the electricity generated will remain right here on our campus, and that's a very, very important part of this project. And also, very importantly, with President Killeen's leadership, we're committed more than ever to the welfare of our students, and they have been encouraging us all along the way to develop alternative sources of energy, and so we have. So thanks for joining us today for the kickoff of another great achievement for our world-class university, our new 5.87 megawatt solar farm. And in closing, I just have one thing to say. May the sun forever shine. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Hasara, and thanks to all of you for joining us today. Roberta, my wife, is here, and we are so tickled pink to see this sea of solar cells out there. And I can tell you that the students are going to be inspired at the size of this. We like to be #1 in the Big Ten in everything. And here we go again. So before I start my brief remarks, my honor to introduce the Mayor of Urbana, Laurel Pressing, who's just joined us, who I'm proud to say was a doctoral student here in Urbana before beginning her more than 40-year career in public service. So please join me in welcoming her. You have to be proud of this, too. One of the people behind this historic project pointed out an interesting coincidence the other day. I'm a numbers guy, and I like megawatts, the more the merrier. But as it turns out, there are 18,867 panels out here to collect the solar power that will be generated on this new farm. So if you take out one of the 2 8s, or subtract 17,000 if you're really into it, you get 1867, which is a year that's burned in on our various tattoos, I'm sure, the year the university was founded. And how's that for a good omen? It's especially interesting because sustainability was at the core of the land grant mission originally, and it has to be at the very core going forward through a focus on agricultural programs that would conserve and make most of the nation's rich farmland. So this project carries forward our long legacy of stewarding the environment into the 21st century. It will succeed thanks to efforts large and small, all rooted in a vision of preserving this planet for our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, and generations beyond that. We need to recommit to that, and we need, in the University of Illinois, to be at the absolute leadership cusp of ensuring that that is what happens. So I'm personally proud of this shared commitment. I wasn't here when it started, but boy, am I happy that it's here. It permeates all facets of the university, a grassroots movement where so many have taken an active role in the process and worked together to foster a more sustainable environment. The Illinois Action Plan for Climate is an example of these efforts, a collaboration that has already had a tremendous impact and provides a roadmap, an ambitious roadmap, that will make this campus a leader in sustainability. So now it's my pleasure to introduce Interim Chancellor Barb Wilson, my buddy, my colleague, my comrade, who will talk more about the plan and our progress towards its goal. Please join me in welcoming Barb.
Thank you, Tim. Welcome, everyone. I'm afraid to touch the microphone, but hopefully it's okay now. I'm delighted to be here today. Like all of you, this is just an amazing moment. When I think about this very nondescript little corner of our campus, which probably nobody paid any attention to for the last 10 years, and look at what it's been transformed into, it's pretty remarkable. I want to thank all of FNS, because really this wouldn't have happened without the team of leaders in facilities and services who worked so hard to make this momentous occasion possible. And you know, we know the hours that have gone into planning and constructing this amazing solar farm. We're just thrilled that it's here on our campus, as Tim said. It is truly a component of our Illinois Climate Action Plan, which we released very recently. It's a very ambitious plan. It calls for carbon neutrality by a certain year. We're hoping that we can get there, and this is part of our effort toward ensuring that the campus and the university is at the forefront of sustainable energy. This is one of our really strong initiatives. We have many faculty working really hard and students working hard on cutting-edge research and technology that will get us there. And so to have this very visible demonstration of that is just the creme de la creme, and it's wonderful. The plan actually calls for stronger renewable energy goals, including a 12,500 megawatt hours per year of on-campus solar energy generation by FY20. 12,500 megawatt hours per year. And this farm is going to help us get halfway to that goal. So that gives you a sense of how comprehensive and huge this project really is. FNS expects that this will provide approximately 2% of the campus electrical needs. 2% of our needs, which is pretty phenomenal when you think about it. I want you to know this is the 5th of our solar projects that we've supported at the university, so it's probably the most visible one, but we actually have solar projects in BIF, in the Business Instructional Facility, in the Business Research Council, in ARC, and in Allerton Park. So we have solar installations in many places, but this is the one that will probably get the most attention, quite frankly, which is a good thing. The next steps in our solar efforts will be to work on the ECE building, including panels there, and to the North Campus parking deck. So maybe we'll meet there someday with an additional ribbon cutting of some sort. We're just delighted to be here, all of us, to celebrate this, to cut the ribbon, and to make this really just the beginning of great things that will happen on our campus. So thank you all for joining us. I know it's a little chilly today, but it doesn't feel too bad in here, and it's worth being here to celebrate these great accomplishments. Thanks so much. Yeah. So it's my pleasure now to introduce Amy Liu, who's a student on our campus, and I think students are really what we're all about. Every time I talk to a student, I'm inspired, including Amy. Amy is a major in urban planning, and she's also the president of our Student Sustainability Committee. And so please join me in welcoming Amy.
Hello, thank you for having me. For anyone who's not familiar, the Student Sustainability Committee is an organization that allocates $1.1 million annually for sustainability projects. And we had the privilege of being invited to support this project as well over the course of 3 years. For students of the past, this has been a wonderful learning experience where people who had no opportunity to interact with money, administrators, and real-world problems had a chance to grow professionally and to see the causal relationship between their efforts and how this university could move forward. For students of the present and of the future, this project signals a very meaningful change, a paradigm shift in what it means to be a young person trying to make a difference in this world and succeeding at it. So with trial and success, students are very proud of the solar farm. Thank you.
Thanks, Amy. This is just one of several projects that we have kind of ongoing initiatives with the Student Sustainability Committee, and so that's a great partnership and linkage with the students and what you guys do, so appreciate it. Next, I'd like to introduce Evan Christenson. He's the Managing Director of Rockwell Financial Group for a few years. Evan?
Thanks, everyone, for coming out today. Really, I really appreciate the effort. Part of the task today is to thank all the people that have played a role, and as you look around the room, you can see quite a number of people. We wouldn't be here today without some incredibly hard work from not only the state, the university, the procurement team, Justin and his group, Morgan, certainly the sustainable. The effort that those folks put in to get through the process is frankly unlike anything we've ever seen. The process to get through this was in some ways more complicated than any project we've done, but we're extremely excited and very pleased to have this opportunity. I thought I'd just share a little bit on how solar works and why we're here today. The tax incentives are not set up to be utilized like institutions like the University of Illinois. And so the structure that the university was creative enough to bring to the table is a third-party ownership model where we sell electricity. The risk for the university is virtually nothing. If we don't produce the power, they have no obligation to pay. So by going with that structure, we're able to utilize the tax credits, build this beautiful solar array, and sell energy over the course. I think, if I'm right on the math, I was just doing it in my head, this solar farm will produce 80 million kilowatt hours over the next 10 years, a truly incredible number. I want to thank just a couple of the groups that really played a key role in getting this project to where we are today. Certainly Phoenix Solar and their team, Norm Spooner was a site manager on this project since the beginning, really did a great job. Joe Borkowski as well, really was there from day one with the RFP. And then U.S. Utilities and IBEW. That's the team that helped build this project. So not only did we have paperwork to go through, process to go through, financing to go through, but you know, we can't forget that the technical design, engineering, and implementation of this is really an incredible process. So we're very excited about this project. We'll be partners together for the next 10 years, and we are extremely, extremely pleased to get to this point. Just want to say thanks to everyone that really helped get this project to where we are. It's going to be a great project, and as today, we've got a nice batch of sun producing. The 80 million kilowatt hours actually don't start today. We're giving you guys free power. So during all testing, it's all free. So we got a couple weeks of good free juice going. So thank you very much.
I just figured out that I think our testing program for bringing us online is going to go for about the next year or two. So it could take just a little longer than you've anticipated, Evan.
I said I'm going to hold up the ribbon.
Utilities production and distribution is one of the core foundational elements for facilities and services. It's you know, one element that we use in supporting, you know, the preeminent enterprise for the University of Illinois. And so and this is an incredibly important element of that. When you look at everything that we do from utilities distribution back through production at Abbott Power Plant, the cogeneration we do there, chilled water systems, natural gas systems, water systems, everything that we do every day. And this is going to be a key element of that production and distribution system. And what I really want to emphasize is the diversity of that entire effort and everything it is. It isn't just one element that we rely on. It's renewables, and it's all focused on making sure that we have safe, reliable, economical, sustainable utilities for the University of Illinois. I don't think people, Evan touched on a little bit, realize just how challenging this was. And I just want to kind of talk a little bit about the timeline. We started this August 5th of 2011. The RFP went out in February of 2012. The Board of Trustees approved the project November of 2012. For the next 18 months, we went through efforts to get the contract ready for the state to approve. An incredible amount of effort. Then another 6 to 8 months doing final terms and conditions. And the easiest part was building the solar farm. And I want to recognize some folks for that effort, because I will tell you, there were times when I looked at this and said, this is not going to happen. It's too hard. There's too many roadblocks. And there was a team of people who just did not give up. And that was Kent Reefsteck, Keith Erickson, and Mike Marquezet from our utility side here at FNS, Morgan Johnston, our Director of Sustainability. There was Justin Johnston. Justin, where are you at? Right there, Justin Johnston from UA Procurement. I mean, we were just crushing him with everything we were asking for and all the questions he had to answer. The legal challenges that we had to overcome to get through this, Wes Curtis and Paul Durbin. I don't know if Paul was here. Paul didn't make it, but going through, because this was really unique. A power purchase agreement like this for the university hadn't been done before, so we were cutting new ground. And so, again, without that core team and Evan's group and Joe and Norm, this wouldn't have happened, because there was a lot of hurdles that would just say, let's give up, let's try something different. And so those folks deserve a huge round of applause. And with that said, Laura, it's time to cut the ribbon. All right, now I'm gonna, here's the rules, okay? I'm gonna count to 3, and on 3 we cut. All right? 1, 2, 3.